Berta, you got it? No.
Berta, you got it? No.
All right. Maybe
All
Berta
right.
is
Maybe
fixing his headset over there. Lina, are you there?
Yes, teacher, I'm
Okay, Lina, welcome. Good morning. How are you?
very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Lina. Lina, can you ask me a question using do or does, please?
Okay. What do you think about the religion?
Okay, for me, religion is a very personal aspect that helps you to grow in the spiritual way. Thank you. Angie, ask me a question, please.
Do you have a telephone?
Yes, I have a telephone. Thank you. Karine, give me a question, please.
What do you like to eat in the mornings?
Usually, I like to eat cheese and bread in the morning. Thank you. Berta, are you ready?
Yes, teacher.
All right. Berta, ask me a question, please. Berta.
Yes, teacher.
Can you ask me a question using do or does?
Yeah, teacher. Um, um, do you have ducks? Adults?
Okay, no, I don't have dogs. Okay, thank you. Again, the idea is you as teachers or future teachers, you need to be aware that you have to master these kind of topics, okay? These kind of topics to make good questions to your students, to make good questions, especially in public, okay? Remember, today I am in this chair, but tomorrow you will be in here, okay? And if you have children under your responsibility, they deserve good education. And good education means try to explain, try to teach in good way, okay? To prepare them for having successful classes, things like that. All right, answer my question, please. Everybody is going to answer my question. Karine, what does your best friend do in the morning? What does your best friend do in the morning? Doesn't matter if you have no best friend, one imaginary best friend.
I have a best friend, but she's in Colombia. I don't know exactly what she does.
Okay.
But
Suppose.
I think she works. She works in the mornings. She goes to work, maybe.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Very good. Angie, what does your best friend do in the morning?
In the cat, in the mom.
Uh-huh. What does he or
No more.
she what does he or she do like that?
Repeat. Okay. Oh, sorry.
What does he or she does when in the morning? Sorry.
What I don't. My mom or
Any best friend, maybe your best friend, or if not any friend. Sorry. For example, it's just one example. It's just one example. I just want to listen to you.
I works.
Okay.
Works in the teacher chemistry.
All right. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Laura, what does your best friend do at noon?
Yes, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What does your best friend do at noon?
Really, really, I don't have a best friend,
Uh-huh.
but what is the question? What is?
It's just one example, okay? As I told Karine, you have no best friend, your imaginary best friend or any person, okay? What does he or
Okay.
she do at noon, for example?
My best friend at noon,
Yeah.
breakfast,
Uh-huh.
lunch.
All
Sorry,
right.
lunch.
Yeah. Lunch. What does
Lunch.
what does he or she do? Eat the lunch or prepares the lunch or buys the lunch? What does he or she do?
Uh, I don't hear. Repeat, please.
Yes, you say the lunch, you know, the lunch. He cooks the lunch, he eats the lunch, he prepares the lunch. What does he or she do?
Me?
No, your best friend.
Ah, yeah, okay. Rice. Ay, ¿cómo es que se dicen frijoles? Beacons. Frijoles.
Beans.
Beans. Okay, rice, beans, chicken, asado. ¿Cómo se dice?
All right. All right. Thank you. It's okay. Lina, what does your best friend do at night?
Maybe she goes back. She goes back. Yes,
Uh-huh.
of
Yes.
the work, and after she goes to the bed
Uh-huh.
to sleep.
All right. Thank you. Berta, what do you do at night? Berta, what do you do at night?
Uh, Teacher,
Yes.
please the question.
What do you do at night?
Right.
Yes.
In the work.
In the work.
Yes, teacher.
All right. Okay, just to clarify, okay, remember we are talking about simple present tense, okay? For example, if I ask, if I ask, hey, what does your best friend do in the morning? For example, she drinks coffee, you know. Okay, what does Patricia do at noon? She cooks the lunch, you know. What do your children do in the morning? My children go to school. What does the baby do at night? My baby sleeps at night. What's the idea? What I mean is just to remind you. We need to use the letter S at the end of the verbs when it is affirmative third person. You know, those aspects are evident when you speak. Okay, when you speak, because most of the time, again, we speak in simple present. Okay, and remember, if you are in front of the person and the other person, your students or the public in general, they listen you saying aspects. For example, Patricia go to school in the morning. Okay, my baby eat the breakfast. Okay, okay, it's missing the letter S. Okay, it's missing the letter S. So it's important you recognize the simple present tense. Okay, and practice all the time in your classes, in your house, at work, everywhere. Okay, everywhere. Grammar again is important and is difficult, and I have no time to teach you in 2 months or 3 months in these encounters the grammar. That means you have to study by yourself a lot and be prepared to use the grammar in the real life context. Okay, so it's the invitation. Okay, that makes you better speakers as well. Okay, do you understand what I mean, Karine?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any kind of questions or situations as I am talking in your classes with your children when you
Actually,
teach
my kids are
English?
actually my kids are very small. They are
Mhm,
from 2 years old until 6 years old.
mhm.
So we just teach like daily routines and verbs and in the in some sentence. Actually, but actually they're very smart. And then when they get to the last grade, like for example, in the last before the primary school, they
Yeah.
start to talk more. Like actually, they start to talk, but like simple. How are
Mhm.
you? I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm hungry. Blah blah, like these sentence things. No, so and then after the small class, have all levels, and then the next level they start to talk more, the next store like more and more, and then we don't actually teach them past, present simple, present, future. No, we just use them how to communicate in the daily life, and birds like fruit, like vegetables, like this kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. But as in the personal way, when you teach, when you maybe when you are speaking in front of the students or even the parents, do you have in mind those grammar aspects, or you just speak like that because you learn in an empirical way, or just in the normal life without going to study
I
grammar
know how
things
to
like that?
use, like I told you before, I know how to use it, when to use it, but I don't know why I need to use it. That's why I didn't almost like this course, because I don't know why you need to use this. Why I know how to use it because I always have. I almost all my friends they are native, so
Yeah.
I talk a lot with them. So I know how to use, when to use, and of course when I talk to the parents, I have to use the right grammar because most of them they have business in, like, I mean, the kindergarten I'm working, they are like people who has money.
Yeah.
So the most of them they have business in the foreign country like America and Australia. So most of my parents there talked English. So if I don't use good grammar, so they will complain. So I have to use grammar. So and
Yeah.
then like for me it's easier because I'm in a foreign country, and not just that, because I have so many friends in here that they doesn't speak English, they don't speak so much English, but maybe for me it's easier because I have other college, they are like native, like right now I have a British guy, and sometimes I have American. Also I hear how they talk, and then I follow them. It's the same way I learn Chinese. Because maybe this is, I have very good things learning English. Maybe that this is something in my favor. So it's easier for me to catch what they are talking. So maybe for the like the other people in the group is hard because they are in Colombia. They don't have the possibility to talk with the natives. I have this, so I know when to use it and how to use. But when someone asks me why I need to use does and do, I don't know how to explain that. I just do.
Yes.
So that's
All right.
the reason.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you, Karine. Yes, you have told the basic information we need to have in mind when you are in front of the parents, when you are in front of the students, when you are in front of the public. It's supposed the teacher knows, it's supposed the